Hey guys, so I picked up a few more things yesterday that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to use some of the things, one of the things that I bought yesterday, one of the things that I showed you in a previous video from another haul, and well, let's just get started. So I went back to Rite Aid and I bought some more of the Wet n Wild Halloween collection products. And I also found a full display of Jane Cosmetics, untouched. They must have just put it out. And I immediately, I looked at it and I thought, Jane Cosmetics? Because the last time I saw Jane Cosmetics was at Ulta, and then Ulta took them out of Ulta, and I didn't know if the company went out of business or what. So I did a little research and I looked, and they do have a website, Jane Cosmetics, and they are in some stores, but not many at all. I mean, probably one store within like a 200-mile radius. And the store that I found this display of lipsticks at, they weren't even supposed to be in that store. So I came across a display of lipsticks, a display of lip glosses. I bought one lipstick just out of curiosity, and I didn't know if they were like making a comeback or what, but I guess the distribution on that is not very good. But I just bought one because I wanted to try it, and I am wearing it right now. And these are called My Pout lipstick. Comes in a cardboard box like that. I got it in the shade Cool Girl, and this is what the packaging looks like. It's cardboard. So I kind of like that idea because that means that it would break down over time, and if it was sitting in a landfill somewhere, eventually it would just fall apart, as opposed to most of the lipsticks that we buy that are made out of either plastic or metal of some type. So I kind of like the idea of that. I mean, it doesn't feel or look as nice, but it's much better for the environment. This was $11 though, and I feel like for what it is, I feel like $11 is a lot of money. This is what the lipstick looks like itself. The formula is creamy and moisturizing, and it's not anything like like the trends that we have been seeing these days, which is matte. This is the opposite of matte. This is very creamy and moisturizing, and we'll probably move around, and it's gonna be a chore to wear this today because I'm not used to wearing regular lipstick anymore. So this is gonna move around, so probably I will find it annoying, but it does feel really nice on my lips. So that's Cool Girl by Jane Cosmetics. And yeah, I was curious about that. And I found that at a Rite Aid store. And I've been in other Rite Aid stores recently, and I haven't seen it at any other Rite Aid stores. I've just seen it at that one in particular. So you most likely won't see this, but if you do and you like creamy, moisturizing lipsticks, you might want to try it. Oh, 14 shades, so lots and lots of colors to pick from. And they did have lip glosses too. Okay, so Wet n Wild. I went back to that Rite Aid that I found the Wet n Wild Wet n Wild Halloween collection displays at, and I took a look again at the display that had the paint palettes and the paint pots. And I did pick up the other paint pot, which is in black. And just in case you didn't see yesterday's video, I had gotten it in white originally. Now, if you've never used a black paint pot before, there's no need to fear. I'm going to use it in today's video just so you can see how you can use it for everyday makeup and it won't look crazy. It actually enhances the makeup, and I think it looks nice. It's a little more of a dramatic look rather than every day, but I still think it could be wearable for just a regular daily makeup look. I've done it before, so I know what I'm getting into. So this is just a black paint pot, and I used the white one yesterday and I made out fine. It worked really great. It didn't move. It enhanced the eyeshadows I was wearing. By the way, I found out what the deal is with these Wet n Wild products ringing up on sale. Wet n Wild, all Wet n Wild is 30% off this week at Rite Aid, so that's why they rang up on sale, even though they're new. And I just wanted to give you the price on the paint pot. The regular price is $2.99, but if you bought it this week, it rings up as $2.09. And there's a ton of product in here. There's 6.5 grams or 0.22 ounces. So that's a large container. So I got that, and then I took a look again at the paint palettes. And I showed you in yesterday's video that I got the Brights one. Well, I also decided to get the pastels. And these are much more wearable colors for me. This is not eye safe. It says right on the back, not for use around eyes. And please heed that warning, because it's just not worth risking the health of your eyes in order to use some makeup. I mean, they don't put those warnings on there for nothing. I was watching another video by somebody else. I was searching for videos about these products, and I came across a video, and this girl was doing a haul slash tutorial, and she was using, which palette was it? I think it was the third palette that I didn't buy. And she was using that palette on her eyes, and she said, oh, if you set it with powder, it's okay. No, it's not. They put these warnings on here for a reason. So please don't use these on your eyes. Or if you do, you're taking a huge risk. Just know that. So anyway, lecture over. This is the pastel palette. Really pretty colors. Now, because this is a face palette, I probably won't be able to use this or this. I most likely won't use this unless I use it as a mixer, because these are like turquoise teal shades. That's a bright yellow, just in case my monitor isn't showing you the colors true. This is a peach. I can definitely use that as a blush. This is the light pink. I can use that as a blush, and this is like a lilac lavender shade that I can definitely use as a blush. By the way, I forgot to tell you something very important in yesterday's video about these palettes. They are extremely pigmented. So keep that in mind. If you're going to be doing any mixing like I am today, just beware that you need very, very little product, and be careful with it. The shirt that I had on in yesterday's video was brand new. First time I had ever worn it. And I got a little tiny dab of one of the, well actually it was the product that I had mixed together. I got a little tiny dot of it on my shirt, and it stained the hell out of it. And I saturated it with stain remover, and it's in the laundry waiting to be washed. So I don't know if it's going to come out or not, but just beware that, you know, when you're using these products, you have to be very careful that you don't get them on your clothes or on any surface that you're working with. You know, protect the surface if you can. So I just want to make sure I mentioned about that. And also, because they are so crazy pigmented, you want to think about how you're going to use these. If you put them on bare skin, then they could, especially the darker colors like the Brights palette, they could stain your skin. So it might be a good idea to have some sort of a barrier before you apply that product. For example, I'm going to create a blush color with these palettes today. Well, I have on face primer and foundation already. So I'm not putting it on bare skin. So I should be fine. But yeah, now as far as the paint pots go, these are meant to be used as primers. So it's perfectly okay to put these directly on bare skin, and they are eye safe, so you can use them as eyeshadow primers. Okay, so I just wanted to let you know about that because, you know, not everybody knows the situation with these. Okay, so we're going to start by creating a blush. Now, in yesterday's video, off camera, I had mixed the blue and the red to make a purple blush. In today's video, I am going to mix the pink and the red to make a blush. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this palette and spatula that I found at Primark. And like I said in yesterday's video, if you don't have something like this, that's perfectly fine. You can use whatever you want. Just, you know, use any, it doesn't even have to be metal. It can be plastic, but if you use plastic, it could stain it. Materials that are less likely to stain would be metal or glass. And then, so you could use like just a kitchen utensil, the back of a kitchen utensil, like the back of a fork or a spoon or something, that's metal, it's not going to stain. And then mix it on, maybe if you have like a little glass plate or something like that. Something that's not going to stain and get ruined. Or if you do use something that can stain like plastic, just save it to use for this purpose. Okay, so I'm going to use this because I bought this specifically for this type of thing. And I'm going to take a little bit of the bright pink shade. I'm going to use the Brights palette again because of the look that I'm going to do. And I'm just going to scoop out with the scoop side. I'm just going to scoop out the tiniest little bit of the pink. Okay, so I have like the smallest amount that I can get, and I'm just going to put it in one of the holes in this, like that. Now I'm going to take an even smaller amount of the red shade. And I'm taking, you know, the smallest amount, even less than what I took of the pink. And I'm putting that with the pink and the red together. And I'm gonna also, because I know these are insanely pigmented and this color is gonna end up being darker than what I want it to be, I'm gonna take some of the white paint pot like that. And I'm going to add that to the red and the pink because I need to lighten up the intensity of those colors. So just pop that right on top of the red and the pink. And now I'm just going to take my utensil and mix those three shades together and see what I get. And so that's the color that I ended up with. Now I'm going to very carefully set that spatula thing down so that it doesn't, yeah, actually that's kind of dangerous. So why don't we take a tissue and just place the spatula on the tissue. I don't want any accidents. There we go, that's better. Now, yesterday when I did this, I tried to apply the blush with a brush from the palette. That didn't work out too well because this is so intensely pigmented that I ended up with too much product on my face, and then I had an awful time trying to blend it out. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to apply this with my finger and then blend it out with a brush. And I think that that will go a lot better. So I'm just going to dip my finger into this. And what's nice is I can just pat off any excess product right back into another section of the hole in the palette, because I just want like the bare minimum. And then I'm going to pat this. See how pigmented that is? That's crazy. Okay, I'm going to take just a tiny bit more and put that there just to even it out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you can't even use everything that you mix, and there isn't really any way to save this because it's such a small amount that if I put it in a container, it's just going to dry up and it won't be usable the next time I try to use it. So you do end up wasting a certain amount of product. That's why you want to use as small of an amount as possible. Okay, now before this dries on my face here, I'm going to take this Sephora Pro Airbrush Flawless Airbrush number 56 and blend this out before it dries on my face. I mean, these are a cream product, but they're not like moisturizing or anything. They're just pigment. But see how pigmented that is? It's crazy. I don't normally like this much blush, but it is a pretty shade though, isn't it? And it's so much fun to mix different colors together and see what you get. Okay, now see how this is lower than this? I really like the way that came out, but I feel like this, I took this down a little bit too low. So what I'm going to try to do is take a clean tissue and just wipe at the bottom of that. All right, that's better. Okay, that's more even. I still like the way that one came out better though. But that's about as good as it's going to get. Okay, now, I also wanted to show you one of the products that I bought in my LA Girl haul that I did recently. This is the LA Girl Pro.Conceal HD High Definition, and then it's in the shade Highlighter. So this isn't really a concealer, it's a highlighter. And then it comes with a brush applicator. So I'm going to squeeze up this product until I can see it coming out of the brush. And then on a different finger, not the pink one, I'm going to dab this on my finger and dot this right across my cheekbones. See how crazy pigmented this is? I'll tell you, this is a real challenge, you guys, to work with these kind of products. I'm going to take a Real Technique setting brush and blend that out. Up and out. So there is my highlight. And do the same thing on the other side. The way the light is hitting it, it makes it look like there's not as much product there as on this side, but I think it's just the lighting because in real life it is even. So in case you were curious about this, I wanted to show you what that looked like because LA Girl is going to be in a lot of CVS's very soon. I would say by September 1st, you'll probably see the displays set up. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to take the Wet n Wild paint pot in black that I showed you. And I'm going to use this as an eyeshadow base. And I'm going to use a MAC 242 to apply this. And that just looks like, it's a shader brush, and it's the one with the goldish bristles. And put some of that on my brush and just use this as an eyeshadow base. Now I am going to concentrate the majority of the product onto my lids. And then I am gonna put some in the crease, but a lesser amount. So just blend it up from that lid area. And you do have to work, you know, fairly quickly. Okay, so I'm not gonna take it all the way up because it is black. But this is really nice and so cheap. I can't believe how good this is for the price. I love Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild will always be one of my favorite drugstore brands. I wish we could get Ulta to carry Wet n Wild in stores. I did see Wet n Wild in Ulta 2 or 3 years ago. I saw some displays and I thought, oh great, they're going to start carrying Wet n Wild, but that was it. They had a couple of cardboard displays of products and I never saw them again. Okay, just going to blend that out with my finger because that little section there. Okay. Now, I thought it would only be fitting to use Wet n Wild eyeshadows since I was using this base. And what I decided to use is, oh, you know what? Before I do that, let me take that LA Girl highlighter and just put a little bit on my pinky finger and put that in the highlight area. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to try using this as an eyeshadow eye highlighter too. I don't know how that's going to work out. This is an experiment, this part of it. So we'll see how that looks when it's dry. Okay, so for eyeshadows, I'm going to take Wet n Wild single eyeshadow in Nutty. It says new, but this is not new. And I'm going to use a MAC 239 brush. This is their other shader brush, the one with the white bristles. Put some of that on my brush. And I'm going to put this just on the lids over that black. And this is like a, I'm going to say it's like a taupey shade, but how pretty is that over the black? I really like these types of shades like taupes or even certain shades of brown. Look really, really pretty over black. But, you know, experiment, try different things. And there's actually a lot of colors that look nice over a black. But just know that it's going to be intensified and it's going to look a little differently because you're putting it over a black. Okay. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the single eyeshadow by Wet n Wild in Panther, which is just a black. And I'm going to take a really, really small brush. This is by Harmon Face Values, which I know, not everybody has access to those stores, but I really like this brush for precision work. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to take that in the crease. First concentrating on the outer edge here, and work that in. Okay, then I'm going to take another brush and blend it. And this video is getting crazy long. I'm looking at the time. So why don't I finish this? You guys know how to blend your eyeshadows. Why don't I finish this? I'm also going to take a little bit of both of these eyeshadows and drag them along the lower lash line and add some mascara. And I will probably also use a little bit of my Marc Jacobs Earthquake eyeliner and be right back so you can see the finished look, because yeah, this video is getting really long. So I'm just going to finish this up. Like I said, you know how to blend eyeshadows, and I'll be back. Okay, so I decided to pass on the eyeliner actually, because what I did was I took a little bit of Nutty, drag that along the lower lash line, and then I layered a little bit of Panther over that very lightly. And yeah, I don't think it really needs the eyeliner. So that's just Nutty and Panther layered over the Wet n Wild black paint pot. Now I do very quickly have one more item to show you. I ended up buying one of the Megaglow Liquid Cat Suit lipsticks from the Halloween display that they had of those. This is in the shade Purple Pout. This is a crazy blue toned dark purple color. And I think most of you are familiar with this formula. It's fantastic. But yeah, this is a Halloween lipstick, so it's not the most wearable color in the world, and I figured you would probably want to see what it looked like on, so I put it on yesterday and took a picture, and I'm going to insert that into the video right now. And this is what it looks like with my hair down. So that is the finished look. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.